Okay, next up we got another horror movie, which is called Carriers, which stars Chris Pine, who, of course, a good chunk you recall, had a huge star-making turn this year in the Star Trek movie. Now, this film borrows, I guess you could say, this concept borrows from 28 Days Later, a brilliant horror film from Oscar-winning director Danny Boyle. And this movie is, well, it's almost similar. A deadly plague has swept America out, and the only survivors are two young couples. Now, this is on a much more downtrodden level than that film, 28 Days Later, I mean. But in a way, that's kind of what helps this film roll along like it does. The characters don't possess fear really, but possess fight, but possess the fight, and as you could say, the courage that is fueled by the fact that they just don't want to be infected. This film doesn't play into the hands of what most films of this genre does. This movie actually shows us how sad it would be for humanity to end like this. And don't get me wrong, this film does have the usual make you jump type scares, but they're only secondary to what the film is trying to set out to accomplish. There are scenes in this film so spine-chilling, so disturbing that neither violence nor gore were used for them, and that is a wonder in itself. Now, this film tells the story of just how long the survivors survive themselves amongst each other as well. Inner conflicts are well done, and it also helps us make this film a more enjoyable experience. Now, this isn't a classic by any stretch of the imagination. It does drag on sometimes, and it has its share of predictability. But Pine continues to rise up and up as a true up-and-comer in Hollywood. There was also a fine performance in this film by Law & Order SUV and former Oz star Christopher Maloney as well. He's an actor worth checking out in anything. This film is definitely going to be something you're not expecting, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. This is somewhat of a thought-provoking, tough-to-swallow story. This film was actually lazily promoted, or pretty much not at all, by Paramount, a company I continue to lose respect for as time goes on. Just a couple of years ago, they were red hot, still making great films, but since 2008, the once legendary and prominent production company has just stopped caring about promotion and only cared about money. And while Transformers made them a lot of it, just ask any executive there about G.I. Joe or the latest Eddie Murphy film. Betcha they start to cry. With promotion, this could have been a huge box office hit, and Pine could have even had more bragging rights to go along with the success of Star Trek earlier this year. Despite all that, this is still a good film, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So for that, Carriers gets 3 stars out of 5.